Okay.
Actual balls. I'm not gonna complain about it, but Jesus Christ.
Hey, it's starting.
Last time we talked about some crazy shit, and this time we're gonna talk about some other crazy shit, and it's gonna be a good time. And I'm joined by got Nile over here on my left.
Hello.
Cute little wave. Dale's Daily, in
Hello.
fact, and Spicy Pacifist. Doing a
Hey.
little shimmy with her hands. Respect. Bronos.
Hello.
And, of course, Pyre.
Hi.
Howdy. So, it's a new year. Happy New Year, guys.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. Yeah, it's. Yeah, I hope so. Hopefully, it's not not as bad as the last one, right?
Well, what's 2020 is done and over with, but who knows that 2021 might be just 2020 prestige one.
Oh god,
Right?
just a prestige year. It's
I mean, if you think about it, it's December 32nd.
okay. That's
Me was thinking that 2020 was over and done with.
that's a dark thought. That is a dark thought. Well, just in the vein of it being a new year, I don't know. People do resolutions. Does anyone here have like a resolution and hopes for something new?
I thought about one, but honestly, I'm just over, New Year's resolutions because I always make one and never do it. What's the point?
I think most people kind of don't follow through on New Year's resolutions. I keep mine the same every year, and it's just do better. So I think that's pretty simple. Like just do better in all
Well, that is
aspects of
actually a pretty simple
everything.
one.
Like that's what I'm rooting for. So I don't know. Hopefully that
Do
inspires
better
people.
than last year.
Yeah, just do better. Like if you're a hostile child and you want to shoot up a school, just do better. That's all you got to do. It's easy.
Oh my god.
Do better at the school shooting, or
Just do better in general.
It's open
Yeah,
to
now I have
interpretation.
questions.
I'm not going to tell you how to live your life, but just do better.
fair enough. Fair enough.
Hmm.
It's only a problem if you get caught, right? So.
That
Maybe
is
you
true.
happen to watch the news later today.
Mm-hmm.
Ha ha ha. Uh-oh.
If I inspired a school shooting sometime in my life, I would actually feel pretty horrible about it, but not as bad as you might think. To be honest, just mostly bad.
I don't want to meet the man that's just like, whoa, I did that. That's me, baby. Scoreboard.
I wouldn't be like I could definitely live my life, like I wouldn't feel completely destroyed. Fun fact, just so you guys know, when we initially did the first podcast together as a bit of a group, I had like a bunch of notes and things that we were going to go over, and when I started writing notes for the second podcast, which I thought I had written a lot more, I only had one thing written when I went to it in my notes. So I went to the podcast number 2, which is this, and I had one thing written, and it was just, why are periods still this big of a problem? And that's it. So I don't know what kind of mindset I was in, but yeah, just one.
What the hell?
You okay?
I don't know.
That's a whole
Probably.
story right there. Oh my god.
I don't know. But I do, because we're just being honest, or at least I am here. Like I do kind of want to talk about it. Why are they this big of a fucking problem? Still, it is now 2021. Why haven't they fixed this? You know what I mean? Like, why isn't it? Why can't you mod or something? There needs to be like a mod to fix periods.
You got a fucking
For
wow,
women.
man.
I've never had one as a man,
Technically-
but like, what the fuck?
Technically, you can.
Yeah, let's talk about it, Pyre. You're an expert. You're the closest we have to an expert.
Yeah, no, you can take birth control pills that already changes it, or like
Yeah.
they do stuff like you can get like an arm implant.
Wait, changes
they
it into
just-
what though? Like a comma, a semicolon, or like I'm dead serious.
The dreaded
I thought you meant a
apostrophe.
different kind of thing.
The dreaded apostrophe. No, I am talking about. I'm talking about exactly what you're talking about. So, but like, what do you mean changes it? Like, just makes it more easygoing? Because like
Kinda.
I've never had a period, but I hear they're miserable because like, understandably so. Women bitch about them all the
I've kicked you
time.
in the nuts long enough, so
Right.
you probably felt it at some point.
I've pissed blood, but
pain
that's
in
not
your
the same.
Oh.
Yeah, no, I mean it makes it easier, and then also like taking like pills, it helps with the timing, because you know how usually it's like a week. That's supposed to be normal.
I didn't know
Sometimes
that.
you
What?
could only
No,
have
just
it-
kidding.
Sometimes they're supposed usually it's supposed to be a week, but sometimes some people only have them for a couple of days, or even at months at a time.
One of mine
There are
went on
even
for
cases
months,
of
and
not-
I wanted to die.
My mom had that issue. She had to have a
Spicy, I had one
hysterectomy.
happen for 4 months. I cried.
Oh no!
Fuck.
Oh, I don't
That's-
blame you.
that's
It was
miserable.
awful. And then I finally went to the doctor.
Can you have like a super short one? Like, 15 minutes, you know? Has that ever been a... I'm curious. I don't know. I'm ignorant to
No,
periods. I'm a
no.
guy. I don't know shit.
That,
I think
That
the
shit does
shortest
happen.
people can have is like 2 days, maybe just 1 day. I don't know, but I think that's the
Could you
shortest.
imagine?
Wow.
yeah.
The fucking 15-minute period where like a chick instead of getting like angry throughout like a week, for like 15 minutes she goes fucking Godzilla.
You're like trying to get her down from a building. Easy, easy.
And then she's just
I got
totally
your
cool
favorite ice cream.
afterwards.
Come on, come down.
Right? I
Oh
got
my
chocolate.
God. We
It's
can-
gonna be okay.
Get your favorite movie on. I just rented your favorite movie.
And not to delve too far into this, but for people that have significant others that do go on their period, what's the most comforting thing for you two? Since you know you're the two that have periods in here. What's your go-to? What makes you feel better? You're like, I'm on my period. This is what I want. This makes me feel better.
Sitting in bed with a heating pad and watching a movie, a Ghibli movie.
I think that would make anyone feel better, to be honest. That's pretty.
I
That's
might
pretty
try that
nice
awesome.
and
later.
cozy, warm in the bed and watching a Ghibli movie. That's all I need.
Respect.
Honestly.
What about you, Spicy? Oh, get nosy here.
I don't know, honestly. Mine seem to change like literally every time. So like sometimes I don't get cramps, sometimes I get super bad ones, sometimes I get some. Sometimes I feel shitty, sometimes I feel totally fine. So I don't know, it's a week to week basis for me.
Just living it on the edge. I respect that. That's fair.
Basically.
I don't know what makes me happy either. Just being honest. I'm so glad I don't get periods though. Like real talk. As a man, we
Oh,
men
hell
lucked
yeah.
out. Genuinely, it sucks to be a woman. Sorry guys, or
I'll
ladies.
double up on that. Yeah, dude. We don't deal with
as
shit,
an
dude.
outsider looking in, I'm here to shout that we got it easier than you do, and I'm okay with that. For me, I don't want to struggle, so it is what it is. I'm just
Yeah,
gonna,
we may not have it as hard as women, but you know,
but we can get
the
hard.
two
and
family
that's
jewels. No, seriously,
Yeah, right.
the two family jewels down there are very sensitive. Like one little
That's
taste
true.
flick, and you're on your knees.
that's actually true. Testes are like they're genuinely our weak point. Like it's like okay, so like in video games where you have like enemies that well, you're like, oh, there's the critical point, you know, like that's shoot there. Men have those, you know. It's weird to think that, but we genuinely do. Even for the testes, we're done. It's game over. Complete the boss fight super
There was,
quick.
Sorry, there was one time I was spending the night at a friend's house, and her cousin, I don't know why he was there, but her cousin came in, started annoying us, and she threw a water bottle, like an empty one, and it hit him perfectly in the crotch, and he just fell on the floor and started crying. And it was just like, okay.
Yeah, well, he wasn't exaggerating. It really does hurt that bad. It doesn't take much. It really doesn't take much, and it's devastating. Like if you ever want to just bring him in to his knees for all the wrong reasons. Uh, okay, so just quick question. What's something that you guys think makes everyone look stupid? Like just something that everyone looks stupid as fuck doing.
Socks and sandals. Everyone looks stupid wearing them.
Respect. That's a good answer.
They are
Socks
comfy,
and
though.
sandals does look a little fucking ridiculous. I've always hated.
Yeah, like I think
Go ahead.
I've only ever seen like one person actually pull it off. I don't remember who it was or when it was, but I've only seen like one person actually pulled off, and I was just like, "This is weird. Don't."
You saw
even though
somebody pull
you
it
look
off?
good doing it. Yeah, I don't remember who it was or where it was, but like I remember seeing this person, and I was just like, I don't like this, but at the same time, I do. Just don't do this again.
I've always hated on the topic of like fashion that does not work in my personal opinion. I don't like jeans and flip flops. I think it's unacceptable. I'm a hater.
That's fucking disgusting.
Jeans and flip flops ain't okay.
It's two different, like, just
We'll never do
categories
that.
of clothing.
Oh.
You'd never be so goddamn lazy to go to the store like that, huh? Whatever. I love jeans. I'll defend it to the goddamn death. And then I flip flops. Those are sandals, goddammit.
No, they're not.
They're
Those are my
a little
dad
different.
loafers. You be quiet.
I'm okay. Like you can wear a sandal. Like I don't know, but like flip flops are for the beach. These shouldn't be. I don't know.
Nah.
That's
these are-
my personal philosophy on it.
I do sandals and jeans, not flip flops. Ew. I got man's
But-
feet. The only fucking flip flops I've broken.
I feel like Bros would be that guy.
That's
that's
just
proud.
calling you.
Show you.
Just calling you out. Those are flip flops.
Don't tell
It's-
me. Don't.
We,
I don't want to hear
we
it.
live in Florida. What do you expect?
I mean, I don't know. I just kind of assumed everyone in Florida was kind of like a hobbit, and you all just had like hobbit feet.
No shoes.
I do
Sure,
like
yeah,
Hobbit
pretty
too,
much.
but that's not the
Hobbits
point.
don't wear flip flops, and I respect that. It's a wise fashion
wear shoes at
decision.
all.
Exactly.
what?
Exactly.
No, the other day I went to the grocery store and legit we saw a lady walking out with a full cart of groceries in full pajamas and like slippers, fuzzy slippers.
That is.
Like the
that's
cute kind?
Walmart ghetto.
That's
Yeah,
dangerous. in
and then
Florida.
like
They
my
like-
mom was telling me that the other day when she went grocery shopping, she saw a lady in a onesie with sandals.
Ew.
People have
Flip-flops.
no shame when they go grocery shopping. I mean, I kind of get it to an extent too, but I don't know. I think like the worst thing I've ever worn grocery shopping was just like some sweats and like a t-shirt. You know what I mean? I've never gone
Yeah,
crazy
that's
with it.
fine.
Yeah, right, exactly. You know, but some people really do be wearing some, you know, their Sunday best. It's just like it's so bad, like a clown
Like,
suit and shit.
Who's gonna go to a grocery store and like just like, oh, I gotta go grocery shopping to fucking dress up like it's some sort of fucking like party?
Oh, I mean,
I only
absolutely.
go to
I
the
don't
grocery
expect.
store in a three-piece suit.
Right, I don't expect somebody to go looking like fucking, you know, John Wick or something. But
You look more retarded going to the grocery store like that.
yeah, no, I
took
could
a-
agree
I took
with
a
that.
moment out of my business trip to come and get some groceries.
Right?
But like PJs to the store, I don't know. It's just a little. I mean, I get it, but
I,
Eh.
Yeah, I go in like like sweater and like sweatpants.
I don't know. Maybe I am of the
Usually I go in.
mindset that there's like certain clothes that you just wear sort of inside. You know, they're your at home clothes. Because I wouldn't wear PJs to like the movies, although that's probably comfy as shit, and I don't really know why I'm like that. Like it sounds like
fucking
great,
comfy.
right? It sounds like a good time to wear some, you know, just like some pajama
But
pants.
I don't want to get I don't want to get comfy and like sleepy at a movie theater because eventually you have to get up and get the hell out of there. What
I
if it's
mean-
cold that night too? You get outside and that cold breeze hits your ass. You're like, ah, no.
Oh, you wear a
But
jacket.
what about driving?
Drive-ins are comfy.
Damn,
as
she has
fuck
me
if you
there.
make 'em
I haven't been in
comfy.
driving forever.
I haven't been. You know, we have a
Yeah,
drive-in
I-
here,
that's right.
Dales.
Yeah, we do.
We do, and I haven't been to a drive-in forever. I'm asking you out on a date. Is what I'm getting at. Just-
okay.
just-
Ooh, okay, it's gonna get
Movies
steamy.
good.
I think we should go to the drive-in, Daily. Um, I don't know. I don't know if it's actually still open. It's coming to that time of year where it's not.
Honestly, I feel like business for it is probably booming with whole social distancing and everything.
Right? Yeah. You wanna?
Because you're in your car. The only time you need to leave the car if you want to go to the bathroom or the concession stand, but they probably have all that shut down right now. So
Right? Yeah. You're
outside of
just
the
like
bathroom.
social
Well,
distance and
oh,
chill.
yeah. So
Yeah.
in your car safely. I think there's some certain comedians doing like drive-through, comedian act. So
What?
I think they are, yeah.
Like fast
Yeah.
food comedy? That'd be
Fast
epic.
food.
That'd be fucking
That'd be
dope.
great.
If I waited in line and a dude opened up a fucking window and told me the funniest joke I ever heard and then I left, I'd be so happy.
That would be pretty phenomenal.
See, working in fast food, you don't do that because it's called you get fired.
Is it really
Having fun?
strict
Yeah,
working
sounds
in a
great.
Yes.
like you're really not allowed to enjoy yourself at
I
all?
should talk to the guys at my Taco
I'm
Bell.
not-
Then
not
every time I go
not
through, it's like a
really.
whole like circus act. It's awesome.
I mean, I work at Panera Bread, and like, we're supposed to be all serious because my supervisor's like dog shit, like strict to the books because we're a corporate location. So like, we can't do anything like out of order, or else like get just spanked on our ass.
Hmm. I don't know.
Imagine
That'd be
taking
hella
it
tripped out if I walked into
seriously.
Panera Bread and I saw someone getting bent over and spanked on the ass. They're like, "Oh, it's weird."
Surprised you're not
Don't
into
doubt
it
it.
daily. You're like, I'm a repeat customer. Just-
Well, no, they're not spanking the customer, dear God. No, it's like an employee just getting his ass
Yeah, if
whipped
you
in the
pay-
back.
if you ask for the secret menu.
Yeah, using like the flatbread dough.
Right.
Yeah.
yeah.
Panera BDSM like edition.
Right. Oh
I'm
man.
down.
Sure. I'm sure places like that exist. I don't know. I think it's weird that big businesses like that, like huge chains, don't really capitalize on the fact that like or at least for me personally, I enjoy if I go out to a place, I like humanity in the sense that I don't want to talk to a robot when I'm at an establishment. Like I actually like people that have character and a personality instead of just being like cold and sort of by the book. Like I enjoy
You're
that
talking about a
service.
book. I feel like you're dead inside. It's like you just want to help that person, be like, it's okay. You're still human.
Right? Yeah, I don't know. Like I'd rather have like, if I had a business, I'd be like just be you, as long as you're not yelling at customers and calling them the N-word, we're probably fine. Like just but like just
But,
totally
like,
be yourself.
Panera's trying to become the new, basically like Chick-fil-A in the sense of like having like the outside like order taking and like just like the friendliness of it, but it's so like enforced. That like it doesn't seem real.
Speaking of Chick-fil-A, you've
If
actually
you-
just made me think of we should all go into business together. We could have Dude Fillet and
Dude,
yeah.
Filet.
Dude Fillet, 100%, yeah. And it'll be like Hooters, but like the opposite. So instead of just like chicks with big titties, it's just like men with like just a
Wait,
bunch
wait,
of
it's
dudes,
like-
men with
massive
big
horse cocks.
Jesus Christ.
Fine.
What an
I was
establishment.
trying to think of like
America up.
I was trying to think of like a funny name because like it's Hooters, but I can't think of
Trunkers.
Duders. Just
It.
Duders, trunkers.
trunkers.
Sure, let's go with one of those.
Welcome to Cummies. No, okay, I'm done. Sorry. Sorry, God.
Here's our special today. It's daddy's.
Oh my God, small, medium, and large is just like it's like
Order today, you. Order
Daddy
today, you
is
get
the
a free
large.
cake.
oh my
Order
God.
daddy-sized fry.
Some places enforce that, and I think it's like I think it was like iDubbbz that did like a video where he shits on sizes at fast food places or just restaurants
Like
in general that aren't
the-
small, medium, and large, where it's like something different, their own made up metric for size, and it is kind of annoying when places do that. I don't care for it
Like,
personally.
like
Shout out
Starbucks with like
Starbucks.
their
Yeah.
yeah.
I
Mhm.
like a large. You
They're
mean venti? I know what I meant.
I know exactly what I
Fuck
meant.
off.
You know what I
just-
fucking
It makes you
mean.
want to just throw the fucking coffee like right back over the counter. Like,
100%,
what the hell?
especially when they're like trying to correct you. Like, if you know what I meant,
Ooh.
why the fuck are you? Like, why are you
I,
questioning
I,
me?
I will say, in defense of Starbucks, if like when you get your drink that you ordered and they like say like venti whatever or something, it honestly feels really nice because it's just like this is a special drink just for me because it's special because they use fancy
fancy.
words.
Actually, going to the topic of Starbucks, I worked at Starbucks for like 2 weeks during high school, and it was like the worst experience I ever had because it was a location that was so busy that my training was literally just look at like these like how to make the shit and go. So basically, it was just like me learning as cars would just come on through, and it was just total fucking chaos.
Yeah, I would imagine so.
Jesus.
I imagine the work
Actually,
environment at a Starbucks, because of how busy they all are, is just hell. It's probably miserable. And there's all
And
these
it's a lot of white
Karens.
people.
Oh yeah. And there's all these Karens that want their drink a specific way, and it sounds like a fucking witch's potion. I just I don't like it. I don't fucking like it. And that also reminds me, like, I guess maybe it's just me, but I'm not a very picky person when I go out to a place to eat. Like, I try to make it convenient for people. Like, I'll genuinely, in some cases, just order the same thing as somebody else just out of convenience. Like, if it looks like it's a pain in the ass, I'm not gonna try to inundate the person that they were there with. Like, I'm just like, it's fine. I'll
yeah,
get this
that
and
is
that
true,
and
you
this.
fucking homo.
You're goddamn right. I'll do whatever. I just like making things easy for people because I just don't like all the fucking
Always making
drama
us look
behind
like
it.
a married couple.
I'm not ashamed of
Well,
that. But like,
I actually have a story. Oh,
so many people complicate their orders, and it drives me crazy. My mom's one of them. It fucking irritates me. Like, why you gotta be difficult? Order a cheeseburger without cheese. Fuck you. You know what I mean? Like, people like that.
It's a fucking hamburger.
That's just a broken that's a really stupid example. That's not one that she's done. But like, you get my point. Where people just order obnoxious shit, like, oh, 2 pumps this, fucking 3 pumps that,
Like
a frog's leg.
literally the
You
most
know.
complicated drink I've ever gotten at Starbucks was like a vanilla bean frappuccino with just some chocolate in it. That's literally the most
I
complicated
respect
thing I've ever
that. See,
gotten.
that's fine. That's totally acceptable. But if you're one of those people where you have to like, hey, I'm going to Starbucks. Anybody want anything? You're like, hold on, let me write mine down. You'll never get it. Like if you're one of those, fuck off. Like, just stop it.
But yeah, I try to keep things simple as well, and so simple. I guess I apparently confuse the people sometimes, because it was 2 weeks ago. I'm going to Carl's Jr. because I was having a bad day. I wanted I wanted the Western Bacon Burger. Well, why not?
Respect. Yeah.
So I'm going through the drive-through, and I'm like, okay, it's the number 4. I'm like, can I get the number 4 large with the Coke? Boom, easy.
What you'd think.
The guy's like,
Yeah.
Do you want cheese on that? I'm like, yeah.
Does it
I
normally come
would
with
like
cheese,
on that.
asshole?
Yeah. And then he's like, what? He's like, what size? I'm like, large.
Well,
and then he's like, and what to drink? I'm like, a Coke. And he's like, oh, I'll have your total at the window. I'm like, okay. I drive through. I'm sitting at the window for like about 5 minutes, and food comes out. And I'm like, cool. I don't usually check my food. I'm not that type of person that sits there, parks the car, like, let me check my food, make sure you get it right. I'm not that type of person. But this time I drove off, I parked, I open it, it's a completely different order. I grab my receipt,
my
look
God.
at it, it's like classic number something with cheese. I'm like, the fuck? Really,
Yeah.
dude? I literally said number 4 large with a Coke.
It's
so
How hard is that?
that's
So I had
painful.
to drive. I had to drive through again, but this time 3 cars showed up. So I'm behind, and I try to walk in.
Oh
They
my
have the
God.
doors locked. So I'm going through the drive-through again, and there's 3 people in front of me. So I have to wait for them to get their orders, which I guess the guy that was in front of everybody ordered a lot of food. So it took forever. About 30 minutes, I'm finally at the drive-thru again, and the guy was looking at me like, "Oh, how can we help you?" I'm like, "Yeah, you got my order wrong." I grabs my order, looks at me, he's like, I'm like, I wanted a number 4, large, with a Coke," and he's like, looks over, and he's like, "Oh, you want the Western bacon cheeseburger?" I'm like, "Yes."
My
Like, Jesus.
God. Yeah, I'm
And
surprised
then
you
I had
didn't
to
drive
wait.
off.
I had to wait 10 minutes. No, I was hungry.
Well, that's
I was
fair.
about to, but I just wanted my food. I wanted to get home and I wanted to devour it.
Because I remember we went to
But
Taco Bell that one time, and you just were like, "Fuck it, like we're done, we're done here."
look, that guy was a complete and effing. He was a moron. All right, he was
really
a
was.
moron,
He
and
was.
we were on
He
a
was.
tight schedule.
It was
we
sad.
were on lunch.
That's true.
We had an hour to eat, so it's like, dude, I don't have time for your bullshit right now. You got my order wrong 4 times.
Really did. It wasn't hard. This was another situation where I just was like, I'm getting the same
We
thing
all
as you,
did in the
Dales.
car.
Like everyone that was in our
Everyone in
car
the car
ordered the
agreed.
same thing. So
We
it was
just wanted
just like,
3 of them. 3 of these little boxes with 3 of the same drinks.
Yep.
And the guy could not fucking get it right.
he said like the wrong shit like 15 times, and Daly was like, you know what? He just drove off. It was gold.
Yeah, I'm like, you know what? I'm done with this. Drove off.
Beautiful moment.
Yeesh.
So ultimately, I guess just not everyone's cut out for it. I mean, I get that working in fast food is not the most pleasant job ever, but you
It's
know,
not.
there's definitely
all.
people that make the customer angry unnecessarily. If you're absolute shit at your job, it is frustrating.
Takes
Well,
a lot
more
for me to
so-
lose my patience.
That
Yeah.
that the customers make us angry because at Panera you can basically customize anything on the fucking menu on with anything. So like you'll have people in the drive-through being like, can I get a Chipotle chicken avocado melt without the Chipotle mayo, add bacon, add like lettuce, tomato, no chicken, add steak," and I'm like, why? I don't understand. Like just there's a sandwich that's a steak and white cheddar. You're basically making that sandwich, but on a different sandwich. I don't understand.
Let me
And
get
you're
the
paying more.
Chipotle without the Chipotle. It's just like
Like
God.
I like and like there's this one guy who always comes like every week, and he orders a $30 salad. Mind you, like a salad at Panera is usually like $10. But he like adds like double of like everything on the menu, and it's just like I don't understand why you do that.
That
Like,
is weird.
What's the point?
I just don't think of going out to eat and like I'm gonna get the ultimate salad. Like I don't know. It's kind of bizarre.
I will say one thing that blew my mind, and I didn't think this was dumb. I thought this was a great idea. I was at Qdoba, and this girl, she was like sitting there. She's like, "I'm so sorry about this next order. It's something for my husband, and it's basically all their meat, and it was like all their meat doubled in a bowl, just drenched in cheese and queso." I was like, "Fucking A, I want that."
That
That's the only time I
actually
saw something
sounds
like
good.
that. I was like,
Just
"Damn."
meat and cheese. That's a man's fucking wet dream right there.
It's fine too. Like that sounds delicious.
Hell yeah. So
makes-
next time
that
we're on
makes
our
me-
period, am I right, ladies?
And we're back to the
Oh boy.
I like to go
Back
full
to
circle. I always do.
All right.
Damn straight.
Now let's get on the topic of cock and ball torture.
No,
I mean, if you insist.
Stop right now.
You know, the girls had their period talk. All right, you guys got your spotlight. Let's get on the main subject here.
Honestly, I could talk about my balls for hours. I got so many minor complaints, little things like
Your balls are little
Let 'em-
things?
Put
Or...
the mic up and let them talk.
right? Let's get them out here, ladies and
I mean,
gentlemen.
if you have some gripe, what are your 3 biggest complaints about your testy situation? If you have gripes, let's get them out in the open. At least just like
Damn,
3.
well,
I'm gonna put you on spot. It's
Ooh.
happening.
they definitely stick to the left more often than not, which kind of drives me nuts. No pun intended. As you've all heard, it hurt. Every so often, just occasionally, I'm just like, oh, my balls. Don't know why. I still know what's going on with that. It's crazy.
Hmm.
I think I'm losing my goddamn mind. And then, see, I guess it's more my problems, my own gripes. I can't blame them for it, but, like, I think I accidentally flick or knock or, like, pinch my balls so often, it's just, like, it's a nightmare. You guys,
That is a
we talked
miserable
earlier
experience.
where we're like, oh, yeah, you just go down. It's the little tiny, just, like, really quick thing. I'm just like, well, that's me. I'm gone.
Yeah,
That's the worst.
true.
Whenever you're like,
Thanos
you're
sample
comfortably
away.
gaming or sitting down, you're in comfy mode. And you're like, oh, I have to get up and maybe use the restroom, get a drink, go talk to this person that wants to talk to me in my house. You get up and immediately your pants are like, gotcha! And you're just like, oh!
We can relate to that.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
it's just like,
it's
I
a struggle
wouldn't
every
get
time.
up. It's like, oh! Your
Down
underwear's
for
like,
the
what are you
count.
doing?
Hmm. It is sort of that weird thing where it's like when you have your socks on all day. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That can
God.
be fucking miserable too. It's weird to
Oh
think.
my god, yeah.
It's weird to think
Yeah,
that
it's
the
like-
same mentality with your testes and your boxers all day. Bad things happen.
It's just,
you know.
it's just like, you had a bad day at work and it kicked your ass so much you drive home without listening to music. It's kind of like when you get home. You had a bad day and you get home, your socks are still on by like 9 or 8 or 9 o'clock. That's how wiped out you are. You're just like, fuck.
Oh yeah, the socks need to come off when you get home, gang.
Yeah. Those toes need to breathe.
Gotta let your toes breathe. Gotta let your testes breathe too. You know. It's
Yeah.
important.
That's why you gotta wide leg it. You can't sit there just fucking like boxed in. Have you ever? Again, the little things. Have you ever just like sat back in your chair, spread the legs, and just do it right now? Fucking most amazing feeling in the world when you bring attention to it. You're just like, damn, that is comfortable.
Oh yeah.
Ladies, give it a try.
Yeah, I think we should get women
I
on
actually
the.
can't do it.
We should get women to
man
man spread.
because like the arms go like right here.
Man spread right now. I think you'll like it.
Man spreading is underrated, gang.
Yeah,
It's for everyone.
Listening too.
No,
Yeah, even the listeners.
Let the coochie breathe. You know, all you ladies out there, let the coochie breathe.
God.
You know, that's all I gotta say.
you mention it, but can we talk? Maybe it's a hot take, but I don't think it is. It's like, look, you don't have anything down there. No, do we need to spread and take up a whole fucking subway car? No, but we need room to breathe down there. Seriously. That is the whole man spreading. It needs to happen.
It does, yeah.
Fuck off with like, I mean, if you're an asshole and your legs all the way the fuck over here, I could see it being a problem. But like, just a teeny bit chair length if you're sitting next to somebody, I
Yeah.
think that's fair.
Like, realistically, if we're sitting on public transport or something like that, and I accidentally bump your knee with my knee, I didn't mean anything hostile about it. That's for sure. Sorry, just letting the fucking junk breathe for a minute, you know. Because it'd be like that. I feel like we do get
There was
unnecessary
one
amount of
time-
hate for that. Go ahead.
There was one time I was in high school. Got on the bus to go home because that's what we were doing, and there were no seats open when I got on. So I was walking through, and there was one seat that had a guy in it. And do you know how big like the seats are on bus, like relatively?
I mean,
Yeah.
I don't know the exact measurements, but
okay.
yes.
So, well, yeah. So imagine the seats. 95% of it is legs from this guy, and then only like the tiniest little side entrance of the seat is open.
Mhm.
And that's where I sat.
Yeah.
And I had a big backpack too, so I was like basically just like this in the chair, just like waiting for the bus to get me home, just because the guy
Jeez.
wouldn't move an inch, and I was just like, please.
Did you ask
why
him
you got
though,
on the
out
floor
of
at that
curiosity? Did you be like, hey, excuse me, sir, or anything like that, or did you just sit quietly and suffer?
I sat quietly and suffered because
That's
how
fair.
would I say, please, sir, can you move your legs so you can crush your balls so I can sit down? So.
I mean, you can ask.
No, Spicy,
We've
you
crushed
should've
our
done
balls
the
for
power
less.
move of sitting on his lap.
Right?
That's what you should have
Oh,
done.
no, I would have done.
That's a bold
You're
strategy to
like-
sit on
you're
a stranger's
like-
lap on the
you're
bus.
not moving your legs.
No, I had a similar
There are creepy
experience,
people on the
but
bus.
like when I saw like the one seat that had just a little bit of space, I walked up to the dude and I'm like, "Hey, can I sit here? All the other seats are taken." He didn't say anything. He just brought his legs closer together. He patted the seat and he went back on his phone. I'm like, "Okay, cool, thanks."
There you go.
You know what? If
Those are
someone
the
patted
results.
The seat, I think I would keep moving because he's totally going to try to take advantage of me. I'm
yeah.
He
getting away
didn't do
from this
anything. He
bus.
just sat on his phone the whole time, leaning against like the wall.
Patting the seat is a power
Nice
move
guy.
for sure. It's
Mhm.
it's
That's a
definitely
friendly or a dangerous man.
yeah, it's definitely
No, that was-
establishing dominance.
Anytime I'm on public transportation ever again in my life, that's what I'm gonna do. Just like someone's like, "Oh, can I sit here?" I'll be like, "Just pat the seat."
Well, here's the thing. It wasn't like public transportation. I'm talking about like this was in high school. This was like
It was
a
a school bus. Oh, okay. Well, I mean that's still public.
Yeah, so it's like
If it was a
public
public school,
transportation in a way.
if it's a public school, it's public
It's
transportation.
a private school bus. All the
Oh,
kids
that
knew each
explains
other,
so much.
It was a kid that like I had always seen on the bus. I had never spoken to. So
Oh, okay. So it's not a complete. Okay, less creepy. Still, the pat is a power move.
He knew what he was up to for sure.
It's something.
His yearbook quote was probably just like Pat's seat, like it's just straight up.
Speaking of buses, why do people favor the back of the bus?
Because that's where all the
That's
cool
all the
people
cool
be
kids
at.
sit.
Unless your
Okay.
bus driver is a
Everybody.
straight baller like ours was. We had our bus driver
Oh,
for
Stone Cold?
school is
Oh,
there it is.
dude.
Yeah, Stone Cold was our bus driver. Not Steve Austin, but might as well have been. But yeah, that's what he went by. It was interesting. He looked like he at one point in his life could have been in like the Hell's Angels or something, or like just starred as an extra on Sons of Anarchy. He was definitely going for that look, and he was definitely a little bit intimidating. And he loved us, our group of friends, because we just nothing but respect. We were always super friendly, and just later stone cold. He'd be like, "Have a good one," you know. Like, he was a seat patter. I could tell. Looking back now, looking back, I could get that vibe for sure. He's patted some seats in his life.
So is that an insult now? or
No,
like
it's the biggest of
compliment?
compliments because only somebody with only somebody willing to make such a power play would pat the seat. I wouldn't. I'm not a seat patter, that's for sure. I'm like a oh yeah, sorry, let me get out of your way kind of person. You know, like oh excuse me, like oh sorry, yeah. I'm a one of those.
Okay.
Yeah, I will definitely get the
Before we
fuck out of
get
your
off
way.
The topic. One thing I want to mention about the whole bus and like seating things, because someone said something about it, but fellas specifically, when it comes to like the legroom, the dudes that hold on to like this like badass macho like look of them like it's some sort of like fucking like gentle little creature. Like if you accidentally bump the knee of a dude and he's just like, "Whoa, bro, why are you in my space? Watch the fuck out." It's like shit like that. It's just like, will you calm the fuck down?
You just
Like,
kiss
as
him.
as if going in near any other male automatically makes you flamingly homosexual. That shit, mans drive me nuts because they're probably the gayest dudes in closet.
Oh, yeah.
I hate it.
No,
My fucking
definitely.
lord.
Yeah, I've never ran into that. The one thing I did run into though a lot was whenever I got on the bus, and if like none of my friends were on at this time, I'd be walking, all the seats are filled and stuff, and then I'd be like, "Oh, can I sit here?" And they're like, "No." It's like, "Oh, okay." Just because people are like, "Oh, you're not my friend or in my friend group, so no, you can't sit next to me."
Yeah,
Sure,
that's
a lot.
that's always fucked because like it's already uncomfortable to ask, to be honest, because that's the way the world is. Like I remember, you deal with the same shit getting on the bus, especially if you're kind of newer.
Yeah, junior.
You're like, oh shit,
Yeah,
now I gotta
junior
find
and
a
senior
spot.
year,
Mm.
no problems though.
Mhm.
After that,
Oh, yeah.
everyone was friendly, but those middle school and early high school, everyone was an asshole.
Yeah, that's true.
Oh,
Like,
yeah, dude.
Yep.
I've let everyone
Everyone's
sit
trying
next to
assert
me.
their dominance.
Flugger picker flickers, dude, seat patters. Everyone sat next to me on the bus because I don't say no. If you ask me and you're like, oh, can I sit there? Like, dude, get in here, bruh. I don't care. I remember like scrunching up and having three people in a seat or trying to squeeze four in, like
the
worst
struggle
case
times,
scenario. Yeah, because like for whatever reason there was like 80 kids on the bus this morning because somebody had a sleepover or something. I don't know, but I've been there.
That was mostly that was mostly our friendships in those buses.
To be honest,
It's
yeah,
like,
you make it work.
It would just it would just be me, Dallas, and you. We're all just like, well, there's no other seats, guys. Scrunch up.
Shout out to bus drivers that are okay with that, because they know they know the kids that they see every day. I've gotten on a lot of strangers' buses in my lifetime, and they're just like,
I like where this is going.
"This is fine. This is totally fine." I guess you know what I mean. Like, oh, come over to my house after school, and then just take some different bus. That's true. Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
But speaking of the scrunching up in seats, there was one time in elementary school, sat down on the seat and it was just me in the seat. So some girl came up and was like, "Hey, can I sit here?" And I was like, "Yeah, sure." And she sat down next to me, and her friend came, sat down next to her in the same seat. So I'm like up against the window, just like, okay, this is uncomfortable, whatever. Then a fourth one came and tried to fit in, and I was like, literally like. I could feel my bones like aching because I was.
That's when you just tell them, "You like, you trying to get on my
push
lap or what?" Like,
no, like literally, the fourth girl tried to get in, and I screamed because I was in so much pain. And everyone looked at me, and I was just like, "Get off, leave, be gone."
Also, I just want to shout out. I also want to shout out to those unsung heroes on the bus that try to strike up a conversation. Try to make the bus ride. You're sitting next to a stranger. Sometimes it's it's early in the morning. You're just sitting there, listening to your iPad, or if you don't have one, you're just sitting there quietly. Kudos to the people that just like turn to the left or turn to the right, and they're like, "How's your morning going? Oh, hey, are you interested in this? Let's talk about this."
Honestly. It's true. I actually do enjoy a nice little conversation. I never was bothered by any of that. I vibe with it.
Yeah.
I've had some good conversations
do
with
you
people
watch
on school
anime?
buses.
Oh hell yeah! It's like, do you watch anime? Do you play Call of Duty? And
I've
it's like,
had
I do those things.
I've had people just eavesdrop on bus conversations several times, just or like get involved in a totally private bus conversation, as private as a bus conversation could be, really. And I don't even mind that either, because obviously it's not the most private of places, but I've had people like 2 seats back like get involved in a conversation that I'm having. I'm like, the fuck? Okay, this is happening.
Yeah, I remember me and my friend.
Play.
Yeah, just remember me and my friend were debating on which games were better, Devil May Cry 4 or the new Turok. Like me and him were in a war about which one's better. He was like, "Oh, dude, Turok is so much better than DMC4," and I was like, "Fuck you, man! You take that back. Turok is garbage." And then we had a guy all the way in the back yelling. He's like, DMC4 is way better, man. I don't know what you're smoking.
Just people getting involved.
Gotta love that.
School buses are a wild time in an adolescent's life. I've learned a lot.
There's always something going on them.
I convinced a kid that I was God once on the bus.
I remember that.
It was a good time.
I was gonna say something, but you can go ahead and say that.
I mean, there's not much to talk about. He's an idiot. Like, it's really, if you think I'm God, you're just fucking retarded. Like, straight up.
Well, we went to school with a lot of stoners and druggies, so
I mean,
I remember I was hanging out with this one girl, and I looked at her like, "You're acting kind of funny." She's like, "Oh yeah, I just took a tab of acid." I'm like, "What the fuck?" Like, it's lunchtime at school.
Right? Yeah, our school was wild. It was bizarre. Oddly enough, like
Yeah, we had a lot of druggies.
when Dales and I did go to the same high school together, I remember like there were definitely fights. I think every high school has like fights, but most of our fights, from what I recall at least, it was like a lot of women. Women threw down at that school. I don't know why.
My God,
I don't know what it was.
Yeah.
The homies were all chill for the most part. Like, there was a few dudes that would fight here, there, and everywhere, but like,
But they'd be so tamed and quiet.
Yeah.
Guys I don't know if you remember. I forget. It was this kid. There was these two kids. I'm not going to say their names, but they all of a sudden he just rolled up because he was talking shit to this other guy all day, but the guy didn't flinch, didn't say anything. One day at lunch, he just walks up to him, grabs him by because he had his hoodie on, grabbed him by the hoodie, brought him down to close to his chest, and he was just like, bam, 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 and just let him go and walked off. And the other kid just brings up his head, nose gushing with blood, and he just holds his hand up to it and just casually walks into the bathroom. I'm like, what the fuck?
Yeah, no, it's
That's horrifying.
yeah,
That'd be
no, it was.
horrifying to see.
It's almost like watching like a shanking in a prison. He just walks up.
It's like a silent film. Yeah, it was so trippy. I was like, did that just happen? Everyone else just saw it. No one said like, no one went like, oh, or like everyone's quiet. Everybody was stunned at what we just watched. But you watch two girls fight at this school, everyone's like,
It's a crowd. I remember trying to go get
my
lunch
God.
or something,
Horrifying.
like trying to go grab
Especially-
lunch, and there's a
especially if
mob.
Especially if you accidentally get sucked into the fight. Like I've seen so many. I think at most like 5 girls who are just like watching, like somehow get mixed up into the fight, and start fighting themselves along with the 2 girls that were originally fighting, and it just keeps going and going, and it's just horrifying to see.
It
It's
is.
like a giant. It's like a throwing meat into a giant box of rabid dogs or something. It's horrifying.
It
So
is.
two of the best. Two of the best girl fights I've seen though at my school. Well, one was kind of almost a fight, but it got kind of broken up, and then they continued when they got off the bus. One. Do you remember Top, Micah?
Oh, of course, I remember Top. That was
It
a
was
legend.
early in the morning. I was like hungry. I was like, I'm actually gonna get breakfast for once at this fucking high school. So I'm getting breakfast, and these 2 girls start going at it. You know, they're screaming, grabbing each other's hair. They're down on the ground.
Like, bitch, it is
Just
early.
like-
It's
Yeah, I'm like, God damn it. Top comes out of fucking nowhere. I didn't even know he was he just comes out of nowhere. Freaking puts both the girls in a headlock. He's on the ground with them, putting them
Fuck
both in
yeah.
headlocks.
Oh,
just
I wish I was
yelling,
there.
It's not worth it. It's not worth it.
So for anyone that
walked away, I'm like, I'm going away.
for anyone that wouldn't know or couldn't guess, just for context, Top was like the teacher of our ROTC at the school, the JROTC, and as for me remembering him, I will never forget a man that runs like the liquid metal Terminator. All right, like that guy was intimidating. He was intimidating.
Dude,
He was man.
dude, he was big, bulky, had a beer gut.
He was
Like
built.
Marine.
he was built.
His arms were
That is
tree
fucking
trunks,
scary.
and when he was run, yeah, just
Yeah, like straight knife-handed.
like, oh shit.
Yeah, and he was always all about like anyone that finishes after me, like you're getting like however many push-ups, and you look back and see that fucking goofy motherfucker chasing after you. Fuck that.
Book it. Yeah, you'll get your ass to run.
I didn't run from much, but I ran from him. That's for goddamn sure.
Yeah, that's dude. It's terrifying.
Yeah, he
The
was
second time
intense.
was with Stone Cold. These 2 girls were about to go at it. Stone Cold is just letting it brew a little bit. You know, he's not getting in just yet. And then finally, when they started kind of getting up from their chairs, then he snapped in. He just looks in his rearview mirror. He's like, "Hey, I like MMA fighting as much as the other person, but not on my bus. You wait until you get off before you study your differences."
That sounds just like Stone Cold. That dude did not fuck
And
around.
those girls immediately just kind of sat
Yes.
back down. But as
Mhm.
soon as they got off the bus, they started getting each other's faces. By the time the bus was like rounding the
down.
corner, and I looked back, freaking the other one had the other's hair, and just like, oh,
Yeah,
like, yep.
I just it's a stressful thing. I don't know. I've never enjoyed. It always gathers huge crowds, like girls fighting, like it did at that school at least. I don't like watching women fight. I don't really like watching anybody fight. That's just not my cup of tea. But like girls just going at it, not even like a sport like UFC or something like that where they're trained, but like there's like that primal fighting of women makes me sad on the inside. I'm just like, man, because there's so much hair pulling and they are just aggressive with each other, and it's just I expect you guys to be better than us. You know, that's kind of how I look at it. I'm like, women, you're supposed to be better. Lead by example. Like, let us be fucking stupid and beat each other up. Like, you over here yanking each other's hair, fucking scratching at their eyes and shit. Over, like,
Yeah, you go for vitals.
over some weird shit, too. I've heard fights over
Goddamn.
weird petty shit, you know?
Yeah, like guys, we fight over either like
We fight over women and shit.
assert dominance.
Oh,
on
yeah.
women, yeah. We
Choose
do
your women.
gentleman battles, and
I have
usually we
seen
come out
some
best
shit at
friends.
my school.
Like, I heard you
Oh,
patted
what
the
did you
seat when
say?
my girl walked by. The fuck's that, bro? Oh, fuck you, Mel. Yeah, that's wild. Anyway, you're saying?
Then after fight, bro, I love you, man. I didn't mean it. Yeah, man. Fucking.
I'm like, kiss, dude.
How it is, though.
It's hard to be a guy.
It's literally how it is, though. Sometimes you just gotta get it out. Sometimes
true.
you scrap a little bit, and then it's all out, and then you're just like, damn, I fucked
That's-
up.
Yeah, I remember
Yeah.
this one
Then
kid
you
tried to
hop on
curb
a
stomp my
motor.
ass. Yeah, like I was sitting down. This guy came up to curb stomp me. I got up, grabbed his leg, and then he tried to like kick me. We basically he got me into a headlock, and I'm like, okay, I'm in a headlock. How do I get out of a headlock? I never had to get out of one. I'm like, oh, there's a door behind me. I'm just gonna ram him in the door and try to get his back into the handle. Start ramming him into the back of the door. A teacher, of course, is in there. Looked over and like, oh my god, and breaks us up. And she's like, you two go to the principal's office. I'm calling to let him know you're on your way. I'm like, oh, okay. So we started walking. He looks over at me. He's like, you down for to say we were horse playing? I'm like, dude, I'm down. Went in there, and the guy's like, what were you guys doing? We're like, we're horse playing. Sorry about that. We won't do it again. He's like, all right, get out of my office.
Nice. Yeah. It's cool when you can make up with somebody that you just wanted to murder 2 seconds ago. That's that's solid.
I'm interested to hear about Pyre's like Florida man fights.
Yeah, what's up with that?
Oh god.
At a private school, no less.
So-
Huh?
No, it was just a
No?
normal.
Normal
It's a
school?
normal school. It's just
Oh, okay.
that yeah, you can like at the schools here, you can either go on like the public like school bus, or there are private school buses that go to the public schools.
What?
Your parent just signs up for it, and every week you pay $20 to the driver, and that's it.
That
The
sounds
driver
very
picks you up in the
dangerous.
morning and
Fancy
picks you
shit.
up after school.
I
You're driven
now
straight to your home.
The ghetto kids know exactly who to go for now.
right.
Like,
Got a
"Ooh,
target
get
now."
that
It's
guy."
pretty.
No.
No, it's pretty okay. I mean, the bus driver is like super nice. Like, I had this dude like from middle school into high school because he did my middle school and my high school.
Oh,
So
okay.
it was pretty nice, and he even had my sister before me. So this dude like was very close with my family.
So this guy got around, huh? No, just kidding.
Yeah.
Where's he at?
No, that bus driver was cool. But
He's a
like,
player.
as for like school fights and stuff, like at least with my middle school, nothing. Well, I say that. In high school, it got really bad. Like every week there was at least 2 fights like in the hallways. It was mostly dudes. I think I saw like 2 girl fights ever during high school, and those were the most brutal. One girl actually had her eye scratched out. That was horrifying.
Out? Like
Wait,
actually,
wait,
see,
Scratch.
out,
Yeah.
like gouged out.
see, this is what I was talking about earlier. It's this is savage.
Wait,
A guy
wait,
wouldn't do that to
so
another guy.
So there was just an eyeball just in the school somewhere, apparently.
You
Yeah.
bastards play for keeps.
I saw the blood, but that was it. Because I was walking down the
Blood
hall
sport.
and I heard everybody like yelling and like the fight going on. I'm like, oh, what's happening? I hear a blood curdling scream, and I run over and I just see this girl covering her face, crying, and there's just a shit ton of blood on the ground.
What did you
And
hear?
I
Shao
ran
Kahn
away.
yell,
I'm like,
"Finish her."
nope.
Right?
I'm like, I'm not taking part.
Yeah,
I ran out.
that's horrible. Like I've seen the aftermath.
You
of
just hear
some of those fights.
fatality.
Girls
Yeah.
used to leave our school in fucking wheelchairs and shit. I've seen that. It's brutal. Like, oh,
Oh,
god.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you're just in the front hanging out with your friends. All of a sudden, you see Alyssa coming down the stairs in a wheelchair. Like, what the fuck, bitch? What
Yeah,
happened?
you're like, what did you get into? Why is there a clump of your hair missing? What did you do?
Just find out that you just found out that what was it Melissa? I'm just making up names. Melissa over there grabbed the chair and just freaking went to town on her leg. You're like, Jesus Christ!
Yeah, it's
Freaking WWC, was it WWF like wrestling match going on in class?
honestly.
No, I've seen one dude walk into a classroom, get a desk and chair, because we had the ones where the chairs were connected to the desk.
Oh yeah, those are the best
Classic.
ones.
Those are the worst.
What?
Ugh. In
You-
my school, they're very tiny,
Oh
so
well, I
it was
guess
very uncomfortable.
I don't know. At our school, they were dank. You could pop your back so good. It's the
That's
best.
the thing I miss about those.
Yeah.
Remember that,
Oh
yeah.
yeah. You just push
see,
on the
that's
What's funny
desk.
is that
selling
people
them.
would try to lean back in those, and then the whole desk would fall on them.
What the fuck?
shows.
Damn.
But no, I have seen somebody walk into the classroom, get one of those, and then they just threw it at the other guy.
Damn.
And it
What for?
flew. That was quite a distance. Like, I'd say across the table from Dale's.
Damn, that's yeah. They must have been ours weren't that small, to be honest. I don't know. We had big desks.
Damn.
Not to brag or nothing.
You know, they said desks.
Yeah, it's not a competition or anything.
Uh,
But
Dales and I had some real big desks.
Oh, but I think besides the fighting, we actually had more students being caught like fucking or like smoking. Honestly, we had more of that.
There
Than
was
the
a lot of
fighting.
smoking in
we
our
had teachers
school.
getting caught. Yeah, we had teachers getting caught for
Oh
smoking.
my god.
Dude, shout out Mr.
No, but-
Mr. Salas. The goat.
Oh, dude, 420 blaze it with the students.
I love
man.
that guy. Fun fact about this particular teacher. He was a close talker. And I've never met a close talker in my life before until this teacher. So, you know, you hear about these people in legend, you know, but when you actually experience a close talker IRL, it is quite an experience. Like he actually would, and he's not very tall, and I'm a pretty tall person. So even in high school, I was like 6', 6'1". And he would like try to get into my face when we would talk, but his version of getting in my face was just stepping like he was standing like at my toes, right? And then just looking straight up at me because he's short. So it was such a weird experience. I would just like start taking steps back. I'm like, can you fuck off, Celis? Like take a step
Dude,
back.
And he was just, dude, he was a beefcake of a man.
Yeah, no, I wouldn't
He-
fight that guy for anything. Fuck that.
Oh, dude, he would pick you up and like bench press you and then throw you like 10 feet.
Yeah, but he had a heart of gold. Actually, he was our metal shop teacher, metalworking teacher, and funnily enough, our final for our class was we had like a potluck. We just barbecued a ton of food, and then class was coming to an end. There was like, I don't know, 15, 20 minutes left or something, and then all of a sudden I just hear him yell out across the room, like, you know, it's like if there's any of this food left over, you all fail. We're like, oh shit. And we made a ton of food. We made so much food. It was ridiculous. I had such a cool class when I was in there. So we were stacked. We had like this buffet thing going on, and we're just like forcing ourselves to eat these like ridiculous, like stacked burgers that were way too
You
big.
guys just like
Oh yeah, there was vomiting after this class. Like he was dead fucking serious, and we all knew it. Like he was not playing games. We stomached
Nope.
way too much. I felt sick for like 3 days after that. It was way too much food. But he was a cool teacher. I mean, when you think about it, like that was our final. Not even like a test for anything that we had learned or anything like that. He's like, "Nah, just eat all this food or you fail." Maybe he had a weird fetish. I don't know. I don't know.
I do
Well,
have a
no, he's a
question for you
stoner.
guys.
Yeah, he was. Yeah. What's up?
Did all of you have lockers?
I
Yes.
did. I never really used it though.
I never
But
used
I never
it.
used it.
I used it at first until my parents got so like furiously upset with me because I kept leaving shit in my locker. That they
Mhm.
said you cannot use your locker anymore. So I was like, all right. So I just never used it since.
I kept forgetting the combination to mine, so I just said fuck it. Got tired of trying to use it in between classes and shit.
I mainly didn't use mine just because mine seemed out of the way, and also mine never opened. Even though I had the combo and always did it correctly, it never opened.
Yeah, mine's
Like I remember I opened it once, and I was like, yes. And I put stuff in it, and I closed it, and then I went back to grab stuff later, and it just didn't open. I actually had to get a janitor to get a key to open it just so I can change it and grab everything. Just like, nah, I'm not using this ever again.
Yeah, it stressed me
Yeah,
out.
mine
It's too
7.
much responsibility. I don't like lockers.
Okay, here's the thing. I thought lockers were a movie thing.
What?
In none of my schools do we have lockers.
Really?
Really?
I only found out
Really?
that lockers were a real life thing when I went to a different like middle school for something just to visit, and I saw lockers, and I'm like, whoa, lockers in the hallways are a real thing. Oh my god!
It's not a movie cliche or a show cliche at all.
Yeah, it's like
It's a
1 through
thing.
6. I had cubbies, and then
Shout out to
7
Cubbies.
12.
Oh,
Dude, fucking my
Cubbies were the
cubby.
shit.
Oh, dude, I miss my cubby. But yeah, no, 7 to 12. Yeah, lockers in the hallways. Everyone had their assigned lockers.
No, in my middle and high school, no lockers.
Oh wow.
that's
We
wild.
carried
I remember-
everything.
I remember.
And like what sucked
Like,
is
not
that
even
we
for
had
gym? You didn't
3
have, like, a
classes
gym
one day
locker?
and 3 other classes the next day.
yeah, didn't you have a gym
So-
locker?
That's weird.
No, we would just swap backpacks.
Oh.
Oh my god.
The fuck?
Like,
No,
oh, this
gym-
is a Monday, Wednesday, Friday backpack, and this is a Tuesday and Thursday backpack.
Where did you change for gym? If there's not a locker room, I'm so thrown off by this. Like, if there's not a locker room, where
I
the
mean,
fuck
there's,
are you
there's
changing?
a changing room.
Unacceptable.
There's a changing room.
Like,
Like, your
you're
stuff
like,
in your bag.
Where'd you put like the extra uniform if you had one, or like perfume to cover up stink or whatnot? Where would all that go?
Your bag.
Oh
Your bag.
god, I will never miss that. I will never miss
Your book.
high
bag.
school or middle school locker rooms and that fucking pungent, just pungent cloud of Axe body spray. I will never miss that
Shout out
for
Axe
as
body
long
spray.
as I live. I
Was it-
hated
it was a
that
mixture of Axe body
shit.
spray and like man taint. It's all it smelled like in the locker room.
In Manty.
I prefer the man taint at this point.
Honestly,
I
yeah.
don't even want to go into
I
the
do
girls'
not mix
gym
Axe
again.
body spray.
Was no, and then our lockers were worse because it was a mixture of like it was a war between the Axe and the Old Spice.
Oh no.
That's fine.
Oh man.
And all
So battle.
in the girls' locker room, it was either the sweet smell of perfume mixed with, I'm just gonna say metallic.
Oh.
Metallica.
Do you understand?
That is
My-
disgusting.
When I had mine, surprisingly, didn't really smell like of anything. Like some days
Well, you
it
probably-
smell
you-
better than others, but most of the time it was a room. It smelled like a room.
You're probably just used to your own stank at that point.
Okay, buddy.
Sometimes you gotta breathe it in, man.
Oh my
But you wanna
God.
know what I think what made it really awful is that it was a big changing room, and then if you just go to the very back, it's all the bathroom stalls and then a couple of shower stalls, and the shower stalls were completely open. There's no curtain or anything, no wall. And there's no door to go to the bathroom or nothing. There's just bathroom stalls in this room. There's no privacy.
Oh.
Wow.
No.
Where were the cameras located?
No cameras, obviously.
I will say though, I am appalled right now. You don't you all pretend you're high and mighty to the your own stank. 'Cause
Oh,
right now,
we all
in
know
my
our
room,
own
It
stank.
smells completely normal for me right now. But if I leave and come back, oh, I'm gonna get that smell of weed just hit me right away and be like,
Yeah.
oh fuck. Oh.
Yeah, no, you definitely get smell blindness to
No.
your own natural musk.
Honestly, the entire house smells normal.
Metallic.
For,
Oh,
for me
okay.
at least.
Stop, Daly, no.
You sure hope
I've
not.
noticed it.
Smells like
I was
Metallica
gonna
in
say,
here.
but now that I got like the holiday candles, my room smells so nice with these holiday
Honestly,
candles.
shout out to
Dude.
candles. If you
Candles are-
if you have a strong natural musk, people that might be listening to this,
You know, I hear everyone
candles.
talk about candles. I've been forever since I've gone candle shopping.
candles are dope.
I think ever
Incense
since
are
COVID
dope
started,
too.
yeah.
If you're like Rafiki and
Oh,
shit,
yeah.
you want to fuck with some incense. Incense are dope.
Nah, incense are good. Dude.
Incense are amazing.
I love
I,
that,
I,
yeah.
I love that shit. You know, I grew up to the smell of like Nag Champa and weed.
Anytime I was staying with my dad, my stepmom, like I remember every time it's like Saturday morning, you wake up, she's already starting to clean the house. She would always light an incense, so I would just like go downstairs and be like, that's right, incense.
It really is peaceful. I think I need to get some
Nice.
incense actually. Now that we're talking about it, I haven't
Speaking-
had them in a while.
Ooh,
Y-
actually,
yes,
really quick.
yes,
Speaking
you
of
in the corner.
Candles, speaking of candles, go next time you're like online, look up Candle Daddy. It is what? No, listen,
Okay.
listen. It is a 100% real website. And I know this because before COVID hit, my family went to a mall. I don't remember which mall, but a mall. So
A Darth Maul. Yeah.
and near
I'm sorry, continue.
and like near the entrance that we came in, there was a very small stand of a bunch of candles, and they all said Candle Daddy on them. And I bought one, and I have one. Where is it? It's over there somewhere, and it smells so good. And they have candles called like These Nuts and like Manscaping and whatnot, and
No.
they smell good. Like they all smell good, and something.
So
That's
you're telling me
so
these nuts smell good?
stupid-
He's
Let me
nuts,
get
man.
I love Spicy's pause looking at you. Like she was looking at you after you said that. It was just
She's
a
looking
pause.
through you, man. She wasn't looking at your avatar. She was looking at you.
Oh no, I felt it. Trust me.
There's only one way to find out.
Oh,
On
that's so
principle,
great.
you have to
But
pick
seriously,
the candle that says D's
They
nuts
have
first.
they have so many good smells. Like they have a bunch of more funny scents. I can't think of any other besides D's nuts, but they're so good. And
So the only thing
So
I've
D's
learned in
nuts
this
left a mark
podcast
on you.
is Spicy likes the smell of men.
Yeah, we.
You like
we don't
man
talk
smell.
about
actually,
That's fair.
actually not really.
I mean,
I smelled the candles and I was like, they're all good, but I like this one, and it was like a vanilla raspberry thing, which is the one I have.
I thought you were about to say D's nuts.
I was about to say,
I-
she's got an
That actually
affliction.
reminded me. I forgot to get that for a gift for my friend. I'm pretty sure he liked the smell of these nuts.
She got a fever, and the only prescription is these nuts.
It's D's nuts.
Oh my
Oh,
gosh!
dude, that'd be funny if there was a candle there at Candle Daddy's that was like cowbells.
Right?
Hell,
I wouldn't be
The
surprised,
cowbell's
honestly.
smelling
More
candle.
cowbells.
Candle Daddy?
I'm gonna start selling candles that smell like
Candle
Daly's beard,
Daddy.
and I'm gonna become
Like
so
that.
rich.
Like I can send a picture of it later, wherever it is.
I wonder
Word.
what my beard smells like right now. Ooh, it smells really good.
I'm so happy that I've gotten you to smell your beard mid podcast. I'm so thrilled.
I'm about it.
Look, he wanted it to. He wanted to smell my beard, so you know I'm just testing it out.
Respect. All right, it's a couple of just a few beard sniffers in here, you know.
Oh, I think I just remembered one of the scents from Candle Daddy. I think it's like sweaty leather, and I was like, what?
Sweaty leather.
I can show you.
That
Yeah.
sounds horrible.
Why?
Why would you want that as a candle? That's like Gwyneth Paltrow's fucking vagina candle.
Oh, no.
That's right. We're talking about that now.
We're just not talking about Gwyneth Paltrow.
Why is she so
She's a
bizarre?
amazing human being.
Oh, how did that
She's
happen?
Fucking strange.
Doctor Strange? Sorry, I don't
Not,
know.
not that
Just-
strange.
Gotta tell
What are
Tony
candles
Stark
from
about
through
this.
versus dimensions?
Oh man, I don't know. Candles are great though. That's what I've
hard, man.
learned. I guess I'm really curious about Candle Daddy at this point in my life. Didn't think I'd ever say that. But here we are. Fucking
You know,
hell.
I feel like if I post anything on Facebook about Candle Daddies, I just know my mom is right there with the button ready to go.
Oh yeah, yeah.
I'm probably gonna hit that button, and it's just gonna be the rain of her humor coming down on my comments.
Your mom is an amazing person. She's quite the savage, and I have nothing but respect. I don't know if we've talked about this before, but I once crossed Daly's mom, and I've
Dude.
never lived it down. And it's the dumbest thing ever. She walked in one
We're
day.
sitting there
Go
playing
ahead.
Halo 3 like we always are.
Yeah, at the time it was a good time. And yeah, we're playing some Halo, and she walked in. I think she had just gotten off work. She said something about she walked in and just like just took a sniff, you know, as any mom would, I guess. I don't know. She just came in and just like, it smells kind of weird in here. I was like, huh, maybe it's your upper lip. And that's when my life ended. That's when my life ended.
Why
In-
would you say that? You'd never say that to a mother.
You know, I don't know. I just felt
Especially mine.
I felt the urge, and ever since then, she has come at me both barrels, just nonstop. Like I have felt that woman's wrath so many times in her savage humor. She's hilarious. I love it though.
Yeah, even my dad, like, gloves are off apparently too with him.
Yeah, I don't know if they had like a little conference about it, but the last time I saw them, because I hadn't seen them in so long, but the last time I had really seen them, I went over with Daly to his parents' house, and I was like, yeah, it's been so long. Like we were catching up, just like, oh, it's been so long, and even
By
Daly's
the
dad
way-
was
by the
like,
way, it was
not
very
long
civil.
enough,
It was very
apparently. I
civil.
was like,
Yeah, it
whoa.
was very civil. And you come out with that, and it's like, damn.
Yeah, he hit me with that. I was like, my feelings. Right in the feels. Oh. Yeah, it was relentless. But yeah, over just maybe it's your upper lip. And just, I don't know like why that sat with her so much, but she has truly no mercy. No, the gloves are off for
Because she
sure.
can dish it, she cannot take it. So
Yeah, no, she definitely
you gave
dishes
her-
it.
Yeah, she definitely dishes. But once if you get a good one on her, she's like, all right, gloves off. You're getting the full force now, motherfucker.
She has roasted just about everything I've ever said to her since then. Like everything I can say is just shot back tenfold. It's intense.
Yeah, you'd
I
ask,
have
you'd just be
respect.
like, yeah, nice weather we're having here.
Yeah, and something would happen. I don't know what. She's very clever. She's a smart woman for sure. Quick-witted and mean. she's a bully in like the best way. In the best, it's not like she's not gonna fucking beat me to death or something like that. But mental assassination, 100%. It's fair game.
Do you guys have savage parents at all?
No.
Parents ever roasted you so badly, you're like, damn.
Not particularly.
Probably.
Really?
I can't think of enough. I can't really think of a time where my mom or my dad did that. I mean, I know they have many times. I know they have, but I can't think of any. I know one time I roasted my sister so much to the point where my parents wouldn't stop laughing for like 30 minutes. I don't, for life of me, I don't remember what I said.
They were laughing at you bullying your sister? That's quality parenting.
No, they were laughing at what I said.
Hell yeah.
I remember when your mom gave you the hand of God, Micah. That was so fucking funny.
Do tell, because I don't really remember for obvious reasons.
Me and Micah, sometimes after school, we would just go to each other's houses. Mostly, I went up to yours.
Mhm.
Because we had that two TV setup that we both would be playing games on two TVs and stuff.
Yep. Playing PS2 side by side.
Yeah,
It's bonding
side
for
by
you.
side, like real bros.
It's real bonding, yeah.
Real
The
little
PS2
gamer bond.
that was a good system.
It really was.
Amazing. But I would always be over at his house, and his mom would come home sometimes, and she'd chat with us, hang out with us, make fun of our hobbies and the games and anime we'd watch. She'd be like, "Oh, you watching that gay anime?"
Yeah, she's
Like,
she
"Yeah,
is
shut
not.
up."
She was not keen with anime for a long time. She still really
Oh,
isn't, but she
yeah.
calls it gay anime every time, like without fail.
Yeah. Are you playing that gay anime game? I'm like, play Dark, leave me alone.
Yeah.
But one day she was not in a good mood. She came home. She told Micah, "I'm not in a good mood." Micah fucks with her still by going like he mimics her by going like
Yeah, kind of like a.
you do that.
I balk at her like a chicken, and she don't fuck with that.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It was a.
Yeah.
Anytime she would be yelling at you, and you'd be like, "Mom, just stop. You just sound like a chicken." You hear like, and she's like, she's done with you at this point. So
Yeah.
she's walking away. She turns the corner, walks away, and she's like, "Mom, where you going?" And she turned, and I've never. And his mom is like, not against your mom. She's huge. She's a huge woman.
She's a big woman. Yeah.
But she's a big woman. She came around that corner like the Flash, and her hand was ready. She's like, bam! Fucking clocks your ass. You fucking almost like fall on your ass, and
Yeah.
she like walks away, goes into her room, shuts the door. Micah just looks at me, and she's like, "I asked for it."
Yeah, pretty much.
Just-
I mean, I did ask for it. She it's not like that was a normal occurrence to anyone that's like, oh my
Yeah,
god,
no.
CPS. It wasn't like I was fine. But
yeah. You were asking for it though. You
Oh, yeah.
legitimately, if there wasn't like hit that fucking kid, that was that moment.
Yeah, no,
'Cause she
I-
was like, I had a really bad day. I'm just gonna go to my room. You're just like,
I don't know why I was
You did.
I don't know why I was like that. I was an asshole. I really was
I
like
mean,
quite
at
the
least-
asshole in high school. I don't know.
At least you like took it on the chin. You're like, fair.
Yeah.
You know, my fault.
Yeah, no tears, no nothing. He fixed his glasses, looked at me. I'm sitting there like, fuck. And he just looked at me. He's like, I asked for it.
Yeah.
Sat back down and we continued playing like nothing happened.
That's amazing. I'm glad you remember that because I don't really remember that too well, but that's gold.
And then your mom came out and she's like, "Hey, you guys want dinner?" And we're like, "Yeah."
Yeah. She don't hold grudges really. She's awesome.
She doesn't. Yeah, that's the great thing about her. She'll
still-
be pissed at you for like a second and then be fine later.
I still do that to her though. The Burke thing. Actually, our because you know how you have different profiles on Netflix and shit. Her Netflix name is Burka Burka. I did that. I just changed it to that one day, and when I saw her the next morning, she was like, "You think you're funny?" And I was like, "Yeah, I really do." I was like, "You could change it if you want to," and she's like, "Nah, it made me laugh," and I was like, "All right, good." so we're still golden, but yeah, I don't know, and she knows that I feel that way about it. Go ahead.
Hey, important question.
Mhm.
Did you change the picture to a chicken?
I don't remember what I have it as right now, actually.
Right.
I don't know. I'll have to update you, because I do change it every once in a while, actually. But yeah, no, it's fucking just funny. She knows that I've always thought that about when she's bitching to me that it sounds kind of just like a clucking chicken. You know, and it used to irritate me. That's why I used to fuck with her so much because you know she just comes home and she's like, bark, 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 about everything, like just bitching. I'm like, shut the fuck up. Like, what did I do to you? You know,
My mom
griping about all sorts of
when my
shit.
mom gets into it. When my mom gets into a laughing fit, she hates it whenever I mimic it. Mine's kind of like the, but mine is like her laugh. She's just like, because she does that when she laughs, and she gets her going. She's like, shut the fuck up. She's
Yeah.
like, and I'll just do that
Great.
back at her.
It's gold.
my grandma, like, I'm getting to the point, my mom, but my grandma, whenever she's done eating, she sneezes. We don't know why, but whenever she's done eating, she sneezes.
That's really
Now
random.
my mom, yeah, now my mom, she does the exact same thing, but she doesn't like being reminded of it. So every time she sneezes after we eat, someone says, "Oh, she's full," and she goes, "Shut the fuck up."
I will kill you.
Like, you had enough there, champ. Oh man,
I don't
that's
know why,
great.
but it's just so funny.
Are you winning there?
So it's just like the seven
Like,
dwarves in your
listen.
household. Like you're burpy, and then your mom's like sneezy
I'm
sometimes.
not burpy.
You hear the pain. You hear the pain behind it.
If anything, I don't know, dopey or something. I don't know.
Aw, come on. Have some self-esteem. That's Bronos. I'm just kidding. No, he's just black.
Darky, what are you talking about?
Yeah, there it is.
He walks into a grocery store and people are already watching him.
Aw.
Yeah, I've gotten that more.
Have
often
you
than
gotten
not.
that? Have you been subject
Oh
to some
my
extreme
Lord.
racist
That's a
bullshit?
Whole, not. I mean, when I was young, I mean, I've had drive-by racism more often than not, which is the funniest goddamn thing. Obviously, I can't repeat it right now. But
Drive-by
yeah, just be-
racism?
Yes, I'd be walking down the street. This was back when I first moved into where I used to live. I was walking with my brother, and we'd just be kind of getting the lay of the land. People would just drive by, yell out the N-word. I'm like, well, that was fun.
Wow.
And then sometimes lots of people just, yeah, usually stopped at lights. They just noticed and then say something. And I'm just like, huh.
That's
And I got older,
alarming.
and then it kind of just stopped. I don't know. It was always when I was like young. I guess they just didn't want to do it when I was older because they probably assumed I had a gun. And I did, but still, that's not the point.
That's weird. I just couldn't imagine like being so offended by somebody that I had to shout it out on the go. You know what I mean? Just,
Right? Imagine
your
that.
existence
Now you have
bothers
the people
me.
You don't like being living rent free in your head for that long. It's like, oh, there's one, my chance. That's a show.
Oh.
It's more just pure bewilderment. You can't even be offended because you're just like, whoa, that was weird.
My
I got a casual like baby killer one time.
what?
That's
What?
the only thing I've done.
What? Oh, what?
Yeah, when I was in a store in my uniform. I just got home. I didn't have a time to go home or change. I'm just in uniform at a CVS, and this old lady just comes up to me and she's like, "You're a baby killer," and I'm like,
People
All
still
right.
feel that way? See, it makes
Yeah.
more sense. She said she was
Baby
old, but I was like, that is such a dated sentiment.
there's people out there that like hate military still, like
That's
hardcore hate it.
That's so weird. I don't know.
You think you'd be over it by now.
Oh god.
Shout out to my mom
No,
who
people
spreads
don't get over it
positivity
very
then,
easily.
because she ain't about mobile racism, but she does do what she calls the mobile shout out. And it's typically to like homeless people, I guess. I don't know. But if she sees them, she does like a honk and wave, and it's her mobile shout out. Like, you should fucking ask her about it. I don't know. It's just something that she's always kind of done. If I'm in the car with her, she always gives them a bit of a like a fun, playful honk and waves at him or whatever. I've gotten a lot of homeless people to wave at me. I guess the result of that.
Absolutely.
I guarantee they are. Half of them are probably on drugs and
Yeah,
just
what the
are
fuck's
drunk or
happening?
something. But yeah, I don't know. It's just try to spread that positivity or confusion at least. I don't know.
Well, you probably accidentally like gaslit a homeless man. Who's like, oh god, they are watching me.
Yeah.
He's like, "Where's my tinfoil hat?"
Oh,
Well,
you-
to be
you
fair,
guys
most
probably
people will
ruined
wave
somebody's
back.
day.
Most people will wave back under that circumstance, which is
Oh
fun.
yeah. My new favorite thing to do to people that like have road rage, they're giving me the middle finger. I'm just giving them a thumbs down. Just I'm just like, boo.
That's
Cut me off. Boo.
that's pretty savage, to be honest.
Boo.
They're like sitting there like, fuck you, you motherfucker. I'm just like, boo you. Boo.
Very
Boo this
bad.
man.
Negative review.
Hey! Pat my random cry. Hey, baby!
All right.
It's really
Spicy has
bad.
completely lost her marbles.
This is
She's, like,
fine.
An imaginary
Oh,
cat
shit.
behind her.
Dementia.
Just, wow.
No, but speaking of homeless people,
It's a
that
D's
reminds
Nuts
me of a
candle.
story that my mom had told me.
Oh yeah.
A what?
A story that my mom had told me about when she was younger. She told me that she was driving once and it had just finished raining, so like the roads were wet. And she was driving really fast when she shouldn't have. And there was a big puddle coming up and she couldn't stop in time, and there just so happened to also be a homeless person eating a sandwich right by the puddle.
Oh,
And she drove right by and soaked the guy in his sandwich, and he just dropped it to the ground. And he got up and he started yelling towards my mom's car. She immediately stopped the car, got off, gave him $100 and left.
Oh, I
Aw.
mean, at least she made right. At least she made it
Yeah,
right.
she made
She
right.
said she felt so horrible that
Right?
day.
Fuck, I would too.
Uh,
Because you never want to genuinely wrong a homeless person unless you're a monster.
Exactly.
Yeah, no, it's rough. I used to be friends with somebody that who I'm not gonna name her name. She's a special though, in a not a great way. She was telling me the story one time about how she stopped under like an overpass or whatever. She lives in Florida, actually, fun fact. And there was a homeless person on the side of the road, and he was like passed out on the side of the road. And she told me that she stole his alcohol because she was trying to be a positive influence on his life. So she took all of his 6-pack of beer that he had with him, and then left him food instead. And I was like, what the fuck? Why are you telling me this? This is the weirdest shit. This is also the same person that was bragging to me about saving a turtle by she saw it crossing the road, so she's like, yeah, I saved it and I threw it off this bridge into the water. And I'm like, what? It was a tortoise. You're a monster. You're a fucking monster.
It was a turtle, not a
No,
tortoise.
no.
Oh,
And I had to
no.
explain to her I had to explain to her the difference, and I told her, I'm like, you're actually a monster. And she's like,
Jesus
what? I did the
Christ.
right thing. I'm like, no, you should have left it alone. You should have just left it alone.
So many people do that, where they grab a
painful.
tortoise not knowing the difference and they just throw it in the water.
Yeah, so I was like, well,
Yeah.
you sure saved it. from its existence on this earth. It's horrible and it's a sad story, but it's still like I couldn't help but laugh because it's so stupid. I was like, wait, what? You did what? She's like, yeah, I was walking across the road, so I helped it and threw it off this bridge. And I'm like, first of all, why did you throw it off of a bridge? And second of all, it was a turtle and not, or it was a tortoise and not like a turtle. So it probably drowned. You killed that turtle.
Did it
It's
have
fucked
fins?
up.
No,
Kill that tortoise.
it's dead.
If the
Yeah.
fucking impact didn't kill him first,
Right?
Christ.
Oh, it's fucked. Absolutely
Turtles don't know
fucked.
how to dive.
So that's a dark note, but it's been about time. Is there anything that anyone wants to add before we wrap up here?
Not really.
I think we're actually over time a little bit. I think we
Yeah, we
talked about a lot.
covered. What was it? Yeah, we talked about school buses, high school periods, cock and ball torture. I think we covered everything. I think we're good to go.
about
Fast
everything.
Ew.
We talked about.
Bass.
Fast food, assholes. You know,
Yeah,
Candles.
homeless people.
Candles.
Yeah, daddy
Homeless
candy
people.
candle daddy. What was it? Daddy candles. What is it?
yeah. What?
Candle daddy.
Candle daddy.
Yeah, we're gonna have to check
Yeah.
that out. That's our homework. We're gonna have to take a look.
Next episode, we're sponsored by Candle Data.
Honestly,
amazing.
dream come true. Be
I'm
phenomenal.
like getting sponsorship by a company called Candle Daddy.
Yeah,
Dream.
I don't see why
Either
not.
Candle Daddy or Pornhub. That's like the two big ones right there now.
If you could have Pornhub sponsor you, that'd
Pornhub is
be
a
fire.
pretty major flex.
Well,
That's
Yeah.
kinda
It's like
fucked up,
sponsor-
but that's still a
Yeah,
ginormous
it's
flex.
Still, yeah, it's like I'm sponsored by Pornhub. Get on my level.
I mean, out of like all the
$15.
out of all the porn out there, like that would be the one that you would want to sponsor you out of everything.
Honestly, like Critical has the biggest flex. Like I'm sponsored by Adam and Eve, and I'm not even a sex channel.
That's true.
You know,
He really does have a plethora of sex toys and shit. That's so wild.
he just gets sent like just a bunch of dildos, and he just makes funny videos with them. Just like I'm making a race car.
Yeah. I mean, what else do you really do? I respect his hustle. All right, but that's we'll call it there. But thank you for chilling with me, guys. Good talk. We'll do it again sooner than we did
Great.
this time because this was
Great
was too
podcast.
long. That's a great podcast. Thanks.
It's been like a year or something.
I like that optimism.
Last one. See you
Sonic,
guys
this
next
was
year.
a great podcast.
Basically.
Yeah, I'm gonna use that as like a critic review on the great podcast. Dale's Daily gives it 2 thumbs up. Oh, fucking hell. Alright, well, we'll do this again later.
We all got internet personas. Internet personas we hide behind. We hide behind. We all got demons deep inside us.